What is going on, Life Fitness Coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives Make Money Online Training Podcast. It's your boy, Brian Mark. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about what it takes to go from $10,000 to $50,000 a month. Now, right now inside of my coaching program, there's basically three different levels of coaching. Level number one is 0 to 5K. This is where we teach you in the Change Lives Academy how to get your business started, get it off the ground, grow your organic social media, etc. Level number two is the 10K Mastermind, where we teach you how to go from 5K to $25,000 a month. And level number three is the $1 Million Mastermind, where we teach you how to go from $25,000 to $100,000 plus per month. Now, one of the questions I get frequently is, what does it take to go from $10,000 to $50,000 a month? This is actually a question that my VIP client, Corey, asked me the other day. And I figured now would be a great opportunity for me to deep dive and expand on what I believe needs to be in place if you want to hit a $50,000 month instead of a $10,000 month. So I'm going to go through all of these things, and I don't think that there's one that's more important than the other. I think they're all fucking very, very, very valuable. So I'm going to give you the 5 things that I believe that you need to have in order to hit $50,000 a month. So thing number one, and by the way, number 5 is the most important. So thing number one, and a lot of you guys don't have this and you need to have it, is fucking consistency. Now, my definition of consistency is I post twice a day on social media every day, 5 days a week minimum. That's my definition of consistency. I think if you have that definition of consistency within your own coaching business and you're posting 2 times a day, every day, 5 days a week on social media, sometimes you post 6 or 7 days, that level of consistency, I believe, is absolutely necessary if you want to succeed in this game. The reason for that is that social media is a crowded marketplace. There's a lot of people online that are posting content. And so how can you differentiate yourself other than creating higher value content is to be more consistent. Because even if your content isn't getting tons of views, if it's consistently getting shown to the same people, then over time, those people will warm up to your offer and they will want to reach out. So I believe that consistency is the number one most important thing that you do need to go from $10,000 to $50,000 a month. Without consistency, everything else I'm about to tell you is a complete and total waste of time. Now, consistency for me also means that I'm doing everything I can possibly do every single day, and I'm trying to figure out where I can add, what I can add to my system to make it better. So if you don't have consistency, don't even listen to this fucking podcast, because nothing else that I teach you today will be of any value to you. So number one, the first and most important thing that you need is consistency. Every single day, 5 days a week, 2 reels a day, I never fucking miss. Thing number two that you need to go from $10,000 a month to $50,000 a month is a growing audience. You need to have a growing audience. Now, there's 2 different ways to grow your audience. Number one is manual, and number 2 is content. And so manual audience growth is making sure that every single day you're adding 25 new people on Facebook, you're following 50 new people on Instagram. This is a necessary thing that I get all of my clients to do at first when they're getting their business started. Why? Because people don't know you. And the best thing about social media is it literally takes you fucking 10 minutes. You can follow 30 to 50 people. And when you follow 30 to 50 people, if even 5 of those people follow you back and one person purchases your program, it's worth it. So you need to have a growing audience if you want to grow your income, period. And so if you're following 50 people a day, every day, 30 days of the month, that's 1,500 people. Let's say even 10% of those people follow you back, that's 150. Let's say even 1% of those people purchase off of you, that's 2 new clients. And so if you do that every month and month over month, it compounds over time, you will have acquired a lot more followers that will want to buy your stuff. So that's one way. That's manual. That's not my preferred way, but that is a way that you can get started if you are starting from scratch and you have nothing. Way number 2 is you actually create great content. And my definition of great content is the algorithm says it's great because it gets more views, likes, saves, shares, and engagement. And so if you have a growing audience because you're getting better at content, you're mastering your content, you're improving your content, then you will for sure hit $50,000 a month at some point because the demand is there. And when the demand is there, you get the supply. Now, something I want to mention, and I think this is important, is if you're listening to this right now and you've hired a business coach or you're thinking about hiring a business coach, I highly encourage you to go check out their content. And don't just check out how many followers they have and how many views their videos get, but check out the comments and the engagement on their actual videos. Because it's very easy for people these days to buy fake views, buy fake followers. And you need to know who you're purchasing off of, because if you purchase off of somebody who doesn't have the views or doesn't have the followers that isn't actually legit, they're just going to teach you how to create shitty content just like them. And so I truly do believe that content is the thing that's going to separate you from everybody else in the marketplace. And if you're not getting better and better and better and better and better with your content over time, you are not going to ever achieve any sort of success around $50,000 a month. The reason that my business makes as much money as it does is because I have an audience. That's it. Period. When you have an audience, everything is easy. When you don't have an audience, everything is hard. And so I think that audience creation and a growing audience is the second and most important fundamental in hitting $50,000 a month. One of the things that we do inside of the $1 Million Mastermind as well, for those students that necessarily aren't Like there's not like their content is their strong suit, but they still want to grow, because we actually teach them how to use ads to grow their audience. But no matter how you grow your audience, it doesn't matter if you pay for it, if you do it manually, or if you're improving your content. All three things are, essential and necessary if you want to hit 50K a month. Third thing you need in your coaching business, if you want to make $50,000 a month to go from 10K to 50K, is you have 3 hires. One is a VA, one is a shadow coach, and one is a community manager. Now, a virtual assistant is necessary if you want to hit $50,000 a month, because there's no way that you as one person will be able to keep up with the demand in your inbox. Because in order to hit $50,000 a month, let's just even pretend that your program is $500 a month, which most of you guys have a program that is less than that. You would need 100 clients. And so to think about the amount of volume that you'd have to sell per month in order to have 100 clients, it's extensive. And you doing that by yourself would be very fucking hard. And so having a virtual assistant that can help you book phone calls is absolutely important. The second thing that you would need is a shadow coach. Now, the reason you need a shadow coach is because you managing 100 clients by yourself is 2 people's full-time job. And so getting one person as your assistant / shadow coach that helps you manage all the day-to-day tasks within your coaching business is going to give you a massive leg up in terms of giving you some of your time back so that you can focus more of your energy on your marketing. Third thing that you need is a community manager. Now, a community manager is going to be somebody that will help you manage and keep the people in your community active, excited, engaged, etc. Another thing that you can do instead of a community manager is you can actually have group leaders. So group leaders are people that get in your coaching program and then you coach them for free in return for them doing some work for you. So it's basically an energy exchange. But the entire intention is to keep the engagement in your community high, because if you want to have a $50,000 a month business, then your retention needs to be good, which means your delivery to your clients needs to be good, which means they need to love your coaching program, which means having a big and thriving community is absolutely essential. I'm going to add a fourth one to this because I think the fourth hire is necessary. Is the fourth hire would be a closer. And whether that's you're doing phone closing or DM closing or whatever, you do need somebody to help you close. Because even at the end of the day, if you're booking 10 to 15 sales calls a week, for you to get on those 10 to 15 sales calls, do all your looms, do all your DMs, get back to all your clients, all that stuff, it's going to be a lot of work for one individual. So having somebody that can help you close is absolutely essential. Now, number 4, this leads me to number 4. So number 1 is consistency. Number 2 is a growing audience. Number 3 is 4 hires, not 3. And number 4 is the ability to work through people. Now, this is where 99% of trainers get stuck, and they stay stuck at $10,000 to $20,000 a month, is they don't have the ability to work through people. They micromanage, they're insecure, they're not willing to lead others. And because they're not willing to lead others, their company never grows to the level that it should. So not only do you need to hire people, you also need to train them properly. And my definition of train them properly is train them so well that they do the job as good, if not better than you. That's how you'll know you have a successful business, when you can step away and your people do as good of a job or better than you. So the ability to work through people basically means like this. When you first start your coaching business, you are the one that's serving all your clients. It's you, you're the coach, you're the marketer, you're the DM setter, you're the fucking phone closer, all of it. As your business grows, you can no longer be the person on the front lines. Like, you have to have somebody that's on the front lines. And so if you want to scale, now to have somebody on the front lines that's operating for you and representing your brand, the only way that your business scales is if they do a great job. And so you as the individual need to learn how to create the right work processes for them, train the right work processes into them, and then have a culture in your company where people are excited to work with you. You also need to do it in a way that doesn't eat into your profit margins, because a lot of people, what they do is they hire themselves and they have no experience hiring people, and they're not in a mentorship program, and then they're training people and they don't know how to fucking train people. And so the people that you're hiring are talking to your clients and your potential clients, but you haven't trained them properly. So your retention dips. And because your retention dips, you feel like hiring people was a bad mistake. You fire the people, then you go back to being a solopreneur. That isn't the fucking mindset. The mindset is to hire a business mentor that can teach you how to lead people properly so that you can learn how to work through people. Because at the end of that business mentorship program, you will have the skill sets and the knowledge and the ability to be able to work through people effectively so that you can scale. So the ability to work through people is number 4. And I think it's so important if you want to scale your business to $50,000 a month, because you as one individual, there's no possible way that you will be able to facilitate all of the necessary day-to-day tasks that need to be accomplished to hit $50,000 a month consistently. Now, number 5 is the most important. And I put it here as number 5 because a lot of you want it, but a lot of you don't have it. And when I tell you what it is, I want you to understand that it's really easy to get comfortable. Okay. It's really easy to get comfortable, especially when you start making $30,000 to $40,000 a month. It's really easy to get really comfortable around that $30,000 to $40,000 a month range because it's not like your life changes anymore if you hit $50,000 a month. It really doesn't. And so you need to have this like mindset. I'm going to talk about it. You need to have this mindset that I'm not doing this because I love more money. I do love more money, but I'm doing this because it's my responsibility to be the very best version of myself. So number 5 is a growth mindset. I want you to understand something, and I think this is important. There is no fucking reason that Don Lamb, my best client who's making $534,000 a month, should be making more money than you. He's not better than you. He's not more talented than you. He doesn't have more skills than you. He just works his fucking ass off. But when I look at people like that are more advanced than me, I'm not like, oh man, that's so hard. I'll never get to that level. I'm like, they don't deserve that more than I do. Like I have a growth mindset, and my growth mindset says that if somebody has done it, that means that it can be done. If Gary Vee exists, that means that it's possible. If Alex Hormozi exists, that means that it's possible. And it's my responsibility to play to my potential. And playing to my potential means playing at the edge of my comfort zone. It means figuring out where my limitations are and then pushing past them every single day. And so number 5 is a growth mindset. You must have a growth mindset if you want to hit $50,000 a month. Again, I see this habit in so many of my students that are between $10,000 and $30,000 a month. They never join the $1 Million Mastermind because they're comfortable. They're comfortable making $10,000 to $30,000 a month. And they reach out and they're like, yeah, I might be thinking about it one day, la, 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 blah, 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 blah. But they get stuck, they get comfortable, they get complacent, they get safe in their current comfort zone because they're making enough money to get by. They're making enough money to pay their bills. They've got a nest egg in their bank account. And as a result of that, they end up fucking comfy. I listened to an Instagram reel by one of my mentors, Brad Lee, and he talked about how when people start making more money, they stop thinking like they did when they first started. Because when you first started, you got nothing to lose, right? You're like going out there, you're fucking taking swings at bat. You're doing your very best. You're like pushing to like the next level. You're trying to like reach the next level. But for some reason, you're just willing to put it all on the line. Then when you start acquiring more wealth and you start getting more success, it's almost like it's harder to put it on the line because you don't want to lose your nest egg. But that in itself is you're like, now because you've got something to lose, you're more cautious with your step. And because you're more cautious with your step and you're not as risk tolerant as you were when you were literally swinging for the fences because you needed to fight for your life, you don't get the success that you would have gotten if you started swinging for the fences and going all in. And this is something that I found myself doing as well. And I catch myself in these moments of complacency. And whenever I do this, I always invest more money in mentors so that I can keep myself on edge, so that I can keep myself in the game, so that I can keep myself growing, so I can keep myself expanding. So if you want to go from $10,000 to $50,000 a month, these are the 5 things that you need. Number 1, you need consistency. If you're not consistent, nothing else matters. Number 2, you need a growing audience. You can grow it manually. You can grow it with content. You can also grow it with ads. Number 3 is you actually need 4 hires: trainer, shadow coach, community manager, virtual assistant, and closer. Number 4 is you need the ability to work through people. And that doesn't mean just hiring people. That means being able to train them to be as good, if not better than you. And number 5, you need a growth mindset. If you don't have a growth mindset, if you're not constantly expanding and looking for the next level, you will get stuck at the level that you're currently at. Hope you guys enjoy this podcast. If you did and you're interested in learning more about the 10K Mastermind or the $1 Million Mastermind so that I can help you scale from $10K to $50,000 a month, send me a DM on Instagram that says 10K and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help. Peace, love, protein. Hope you guys have the best day ever, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Let's go. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.